Thanks for joining me on another episode on the Average EV. Today, we're going to be checking out, in my opinion, what is the best used car on the market. The Hyundai Kona Electric. Now, I'm sure you're aware there's a $4,000 tax credit for used EVs under $25,000. And I've got news for you all. There's a new car that just entered that market. Alright everybody, so that new car on the market is in fact the Kona EV. The 2019 Kona Electric is now under $25,000, and I've seen that show up several times on cars.com. I'm actually going to show you all a little bit later what I found on cars.com as far as available Kona Electrics. I think this is the best bargain. I think it's a good price. I think it just annihilates the competition as far as miles, the range, and as far as power and kind of what you're getting out of it. It's a super fun car. It's fun to drive. It charges better than any other EV in its class as far as under $25,000. And honestly, I love it. I'm a Kona fan, and I think that this should be your next EV. And with $4,000 off, I think it's an absolute steal. All right, everybody, so let's take a look at the car. Now, I'm going to be honest, this is my Kona, and this is a 2021, but there aren't that many changes from the 2019 to the 2021, and I am going to actually list out some of those changes. But first, here's a nice walk around of the vehicle. Let's show you the trunk space inside. It's not too bad, honestly, in my opinion. It's been great for me. I don't do a whole lot of moving things around, but it's perfect to kind of meet my needs. This does come off. It's super easy. The loop comes off and then you pull it out, which gives you a little bit more vertical space. And then it does have the 40-60 split, so you can push one or both down and you can fit some bigger things in there. I was able to fit a couple like things from IKEA from time to time. All right, inside the car, here's the driver's side. Nice and comfortable. I've never complained too much about it. Here's the rear passenger. It is a little tight, if I'm being honest. I'm going to show you all me sitting in the car so you can see, but I am able to fit a car seat, and with this seat, I'm gonna be honest, you can't have it too far back, but it's definitely workable, especially if your passenger isn't as tall as you. Okay, so I'm going to go over a few things with the 2019 Kona Electric, which is the one that I have found on the market. So first off, they come in 3 trims, the SE, Limited, and Ultimate. I saw a lot of Limiteds, and if you can find one of those for under $25,000, which I have found, you are getting an absolute steal. So again, it's 150 kilowatt output. Also, you could consider that 201 horsepower. So it's got a lot of power for this size. And what's really impressive is the 291 foot-pound of torque. In my opinion, it's actually a little bit too much because this is a front-wheel drive vehicle. And I find myself sometimes spinning the front tires if I accelerate too fast. So it's definitely not a racing car by any means, but it's got more than enough zip if you're in traffic and need to get around people who aren't really sure what's going on. It has a 64 capacity battery, so 64 kilowatt hours, and I believe that is all usable. And it gets a total range of 258 miles as the EPA estimate. I've gotten more than that while I'm driving. So as far as charging, the charging port is on the front here. I'll show you that. Okay, CCS combo. That's that. You get a maximum of 77 kilowatt charging speed, which is great. Obviously not, it's definitely not leading the market as far as charging, but it is more than reasonable to charge up and be on your way, especially if you want to take it on the occasional road trip. Not a lot, because it's not the best road tripper, but the occasional road trip, certainly livable. Now, one thing I want to bring up, there's not a whole lot of difference between the Limited and Ultimate trims. The only major difference is that the Ultimate has smart cruise control with stop and go, and the Limited and SE just have smart cruise control. If I'm being honest, my 2021 doesn't even have smart cruise control. I just have regular cruise control. So super steal with the technology on this vehicle. Going down the line, the Ultimate has parking distance warning, which the SE and limited trims don't have, but that's not a big deal. This also has a bunch of other features that's standard among all of the trims, like blind spot collision warning, lane keeping assist, rear cross traffic collision avoidance, rear view monitor with parking guidance, and a whole host of other features that are just standard, which is super awesome, and which makes this a great deal. The limited trim does come with the side mirror turn signal indicators, and so does the Ultimate, but the SE does not. So if you like that, you know, maybe that'll sway you one way or the other. And then the limited and Ultimate do come with a power tilt and slide sunroof, which my car does not come with. So I'm just being honest, everybody, it's a great deal. Oh, one other thing, let me show you. I'll go inside. And this is standard among, I'm pretty sure, all the trims, that they have an infotainment system, and they're all about this size, if memory serves me right. I'm pretty sure Limited has the same size as mine. Maybe the Ultimate is slightly bigger, but yeah, an infotainment system. It's not going to blow you away, but it gets the job done and works super well. Another thing that comes with a Limited standard in the 2019, not even in my 2021, is wireless device charging, which is great. And obviously all of the trims come with Apple CarPlay, which in my opinion is a must have. Additionally, the Limited and Ultimate trims of the 2019 come standard, which is awesome, with a premium audio system, which is worth a while. SE doesn't come with it, but I'm sure it's good enough for the average driver. Here I'm going to show you the rear passenger. I'm 6'1", and I have plenty of space. Obviously for me this isn't the most comfortable, but I've got a little bit of room. I can go sideways, I can kind of pull my legs back and be all right, actually. So this isn't too bad. Obviously if you're a little bit shorter, your passengers are gonna be much more pleased. And like I said, we fit a car seat in here with our toddler, and he does great. My wife has to have this pulled up a little more than she would like, but it's definitely not the end of the world. I'm gonna give some driving impressions. I've been driving this for a year and a half, 2 years in June, and I've absolutely loved it. Now, is it like the most amazing car in the world? No, but is it a really good car and really fun to drive? Absolutely. A couple things as far as driving that I wish were better. I wish the steering wheel was actually a little bit thicker. It's just a little too thin for me. So my grip, I feel like I'm like really having to over grip. It'd be nice if it was a little bit bigger so I could relax my grip, but that's like a really minor complaint, and that's probably just a me thing. Some other things, acceleration. So there's 3 different modes. You got Eco, Normal, and Sport. On Eco, obviously acceleration's a little lethargic, but that's the purpose because you're trying to not use too much energy. Normal, I think is great. I think it's just the right, it feels good to me. I drive in Normal a lot. Here, I'll accelerate from Normal. It's like the right amount of pull, loving that. And then Sport is obviously like way over aggressive and more than you would really truly need. But if you wanted to put it in Sport mode, you're more than welcome to, but I don't really see the reason with this car or the purpose for that. Braking, it has obviously a regular brake, which you don't use too much. It has paddles, and the paddles are for regenerative braking, which is how I brake the majority of the time. So right now, I don't know if you can see, but I'm slowing down, and I came to a complete stop. Oh, there it is, using just the paddles, which is super cool and helps save brakes over the long term. I know I've talked about with my brother before in his Tesla Model S, he like rarely brakes, and he, I think, just changes brakes around 200 or 250,000 miles. So regenerative braking is good for saving the brakes and also for putting energy back into the battery, which is kind of the main purpose of that. And just to speak a little bit more on the regenerative braking, with the paddles, there's 3 different levels you can do. I know some of the Kona trims have where you can do auto regen. I'm not sure if the 19 does or not, but I definitely know it has the 3 levels of regenerative braking. I ride around mostly in level 2 and level 1. Level 3 is for like city driving to get the most regen, especially if you're stopping and starting a lot. But I usually stay in level 2 and level 1. Also, with each of your drive modes, you can adjust what regenerative braking you want with the drive mode. So when I'm in normal and eco, I have level 2 regen, and then when I'm in sport, I have level 1. But I never really drive in sport mode at all. One thing I don't love about the paddles is, say I'm in level 2 regen and I want to go to level 1 regen. When I switch to level 1, it's kind of like a boom. It kind of like it's too abrupt. So I wish there was a little bit more of a smooth transition when you're switching between the different regenerative braking, kind of like when you're going between the different gears, you know, in an automatic car. You don't truly feel it. It's nice and smooth. So I wish they could do that with the regenerative braking as well. But you know, honestly, I can't complain. It's not the end of the world and not an end all be all. But as far as experience, for people who maybe have driven a Tesla or something like that, and where it's all controlled with your foot, this is, you have a little bit more control as far as adjusting with the paddles and then using your foot to let off the accelerator to adjust your regenerative braking. So, you know, overall, love the drive, love the feel. It drives great. It you know, takes turns well. It accelerates decently, especially for the level of vehicle it is. I think everybody, like I've said this and I'm gonna say it even more in this video, I think this is an absolute winner, especially if you're looking for daily commuter, but something you kind of feel good about driving. I don't think that this car is like a cop out. Like you're just like, I want an electric car, I don't want to spend a lot of money, you know, I'm just gonna get this car because it's the cheapest. I don't think that's what this is. I think you're getting a good car. It drives well. It's an absolute value. And especially with the 2019 trim and all the features you all heard are in this car, it's an absolute steal. And you need to go find any limited or ultimate 2019 Kona that's on sale under $25,000 and take advantage of the $4,000 tax credit. Okay, everybody, I just wanted to speak real quick about the tax credit. So there's the new clean vehicle used tax credit of $4,000 based on a couple things. Obviously, the price of the car. It's not $4,000 for every car, because if the car isn't priced high enough, you're not going to get the full $4,000 off. But in general, $4,000. And I'm not sure if everybody's aware of this, but this isn't actually a refundable credit. So you're just getting $4,000 removed from your tax liability. So if you owe $4,000 or more in taxes, you know, annually, or that's how much you pay or whatever, your total liability, then you will benefit from this credit. If you if you pay less than $3,000 annually in taxes, then you're really not going to benefit from this. And I don't recommend using the tax credit, because you're going to find come tax season, when you file your taxes, that you're going to owe the government that money back that you thought you got to get an EV. So just be aware of your tax scenario. Obviously, anything regarding taxes, you should consult with a tax professional. But if you know what your tax liability is, like I know my tax liability, and we would benefit from it. We're gonna use it on the ID4, and we're gonna get the $7,500 off because it's gonna be a new ID4. But yeah, know your tax liability and make sure you benefit from that. And one other thing I want to speak on with the tax credit situation, because I've heard some other opinions and people are entitled to their opinions, but here's mine. Since this is a reduction of tax liability, I don't really view this as like my taxes are paying for someone else to get an electric car. It is me getting my money back from the government so I can buy something that's going to better the world. Obviously, electric cars have lower emissions, not notice how I don't say no emissions. I've done some videos about that. Obviously the building of the vehicle, obviously the electricity has to come from somewhere that emits some emissions, but over time, electric vehicles can have their emissions reduced as whatever the grid is powered by changes. So hopefully to more solar and wind, but still, electric cars are way better than internal combustion engines as far as how much CO2 is being put into the environment. But anyways, I just like, I don't view it as my money paying for someone else. I view it as me getting my money back from the government so I can help, you know what I'm saying? So you can view it however you want. You can absolutely view it as, oh, I'm subsidizing someone else to get a car, but that's, in my opinion, not what's really going down, especially if you're only taking an advantage of it once to get your taxes back and help kind of pay for the cost of a new electric vehicle. All right, everybody, so we're going to take a look here at cars.com. This is what I use. I know there's some other better things like Auto Tempest, but I like it. It's easy to use and has all the search stuff I want. So right now, we're starting at the highest price of these 2019 Hyundai Kona Electrics. Here we see we've got some SELs, and then here it is, 2019 Kona Electric Limited, that's the trim you want to look for. I think that's going to be the most reasonably priced. Again, it's a 2019. This one's got 26,000 miles. Not too shabby. Right at $24,995, right under the $25,000 price limit. And so you get that for around $21,000. Which is a great deal. And like I've said before, these limiteds have so many features that my 2021 doesn't have. It's totally worth trying to get these. Honestly, if it's between this and like even like the 2023, I mean, this is a great deal. It's only 26,000 miles and all the features you get. So, and remember, now you don't get the tax credit for new Hyundai. So I don't know, right? This is what I would do if I were you. I think these are some great options. Here's some more limiteds, 23,000. I think that's the lowest one. And you can find more than what's here on cars.com. Please be aware of that. You can search and find some of those. And then I want to show you, I'm calling these on the way. So they're priced above 25,000, but obviously used car prices have been dropping, and I think these are going to be much more affordable in maybe, I don't know, 4 to 6 months. So just kind of follow some cars, see what they're doing with prices, and then get those when you can. But here we got 29,907. There's a limited, a 2021. So you got some 2021s on the way. But again, I think the 2019 is the better deal as far as features. 2021, 2021, 2021, 2019, 2020. So there's a lot on the way. The prices are going to continue to drop. Maybe put some like on a watch list, and then once they're the right price, go try and make a deal. All right, everybody. So, in my opinion, I just think the Kona is the best on the market. You've got your Bolts, you've got your i3s, you've got your Leafs, but this has such great range, such great charging speed. Honestly, I get over 300 miles, just like a mix of city, back hill, stuff like that. Driving, I mean, this is a great car, and I don't think the Leaf compares. The range isn't good enough, the charging's not good enough. You have to rely on Chatham. I don't think the Bolt compares. The charging speed's way too slow. The range is comparable, but it just charges too slow, and if you wanted to road trip it, you're kind of honestly inconveniencing other people by taking a Bolt road tripping. Could you do it? Sure. Should you do it? Probably not, unless it's the occasional road trip or you want to make a good YouTube video. So I love the car. If you all have any questions, leave them down below. I can certainly make additional content, but I think this is the car to get, and go for it right now. What are you doing? Go do it. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you all next time.